Hello, we are the Sports Junkies. And I think by now you know we like to talk about the greatest of all times. And we have another edition of that. So today we're going to be talking about the greatest small forwards of all time, which I'm personally very excited to talk about. Top 5.
It's a good one.
So I'm Davey.
And I am Jordan.
And we're not sponsored by anybody today because we don't want to be.
No.
We've just been rejecting people left and right.
We don't need it.
Nope. We'll get there on our own. So, but this was a tough one to kind of come down to. I think we have some good switch ups here. So, I'm going to start us off today, okay?
Yeah. I would love to hear yours first so I can rip it to shreds.
Let's just get wild, right from number 5. I'm going to put
Wild.
Scottie Pippen.
Pip.
I'm going to put Mr. Pip. This guy, I don't know how many rings he would have without Michael Jordan. But
0?
I mean, you got to replace Michael with somebody, and that person might have been good. So I'll give him 1 without Michael, okay? He did bounce around the Rockets, Trailblazers, and he actually had some pretty good careers with them as well. He put up some good stats. A lot of people didn't think he'd go do anything with any other teams, and he actually did pretty good. So 6
The
championships. Yeah. Blazers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 championships, 16.1 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists. But I think the biggest reason that this guy made my top 5 is because of his defense. This guy was a defensive machine, 10-time All-D selection. And that's not easy to do. So 7-time All-NBA selection, 7-time All-Star. So this guy, he put up stats all around, and he, as much as I don't think you'll probably agree with this, but I mean, Michael needed Scottie Pippen to win his rings. I mean, if you look at when Michael started to win his rings, it's when Scottie Pippen joined the team. So I think he was a huge contributor, and he was kind of shadowed by Michael. And fun fact, but Scottie Pippen chooses LeBron over Michael.
That's because Michael Jordan put him out on the documentary and he's all butthurt and needs to get over it.
He is butthurt, isn't he?
He's butthurt.
He was way butthurt.
He's butthurt, dude. He is.
Oh, really good documentary, by the way.
How can you be that mad at someone that made you?
Yeah. I remember reading about listening about his contract in that.
Yeah, and that's his own fault.
That was 100% his own fault.
He's mad about that.
Right.
That's his own doing.
He is.
Like,
yeah, he's got that.
not a good idea.
He's got that deep voice now.
Yeah.
And so.
He wasn't willing to bet on himself.
Right. Yep. And Michael was, and he still
Yeah.
is. So that's my number 5. Number 4, this is a player I didn't watch, and so I had a hard time putting him in there, but when you listen to other players that are great right now talk about how good this player was, you got to put him up here. So we got Dr. J. It's my number 4. And
Julius Irving.
This guy's original team. Do you know who the first team he ever played for was?
Phil?
It was the Virginia Squires. Didn't know that.
Mm-mm.
So started there, then he went to the New York Nets, and then ended his career with the Philadelphia 76ers. So this guy really created, the NBA. He was one of those players that elevated it and put the world on notice. And I mean, he had 1 championship in '83. He was MVP 1 year, 11-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA, Hall of Fame. So, I think this guy really did a lot for the NBA and really elevated it, and that's why he makes my top 5, 24.2 points per game. So he definitely played in an era when the game started to really up its level. You know,
Yeah.
he was ending his career. His last year was 87. I mean, Magic was in the league for what, 8 years at that point, 6 years at that point. I mean, you had some really good players playing at that point.
Yeah.
So and he was still putting up good stats. So that's my number 4. Number 3, man, this guy is probably going to end on my list a little bit higher at the end of his career. I hope, because I really like this guy. But number 3 is Kevin Durant. I'm going to put him at number 3. Yes. And like I said, I might put him higher on my list, but for right now, I'm putting him there. So, won an MVP, 6-time All-Star. He hasn't really... One thing I'd like to see from Kevin Durant, which I think he's starting to do better this year, is put up more than just points. He's doing better on rebounds, doing better on assists, and I think he's really stepped his game up on defense as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm seeing him play a lot better defense.
I think he played some pretty good defense back in the Golden State days.
Yeah. With that team, you definitely had to.
Yeah.
To be on that team.
Yeah.
That was kind of what they're focused on. So it's good to see him just kind of elevate his game, and with the Nets, he really needs to win one more championship without Curry, in my eyes, to become one of the greatest of all time. Because Curry, Clay, Draymond, that trio over there was a huge contributor to his rings. And I'm not saying they were the best ones on the court. I think Kevin Durant was the best one
Undisputedly.
on that court. But when you have Curry behind you and stuff like that, for you to go to another team and win it all is really going to say a lot when people are looking at things in the long run. So, Kevin Durant's my number 3. Fun fact about him, he was the first Supersonic to win Rookie of the Year. So, I thought that was pretty cool.
Supersonics. They need to get a team again.
I think they're trying.
They need to. Like, what the hell are we doing? We need a team in Seattle.
I know,
They got a great fan base for the NFL.
Right, over Oklahoma?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like that move.
Very surprised about that. So, Kevin Durant's my number 3. Number 2 is Larry Bird.
LB.
And once again, I did not watch this player play, but listening to a lot of these other guys that played against him, Magic talk about Larry and their head-to-head battles. I mean, this guy, he's kind of like Jokic. This guy did not look athletic.
No.
He did not look like he should be on the court. But, I mean, the guy averaged 24.3 points per game, 10 rebounds per game in a league that a lot of people don't physically think he should be in.
Yeah.
So he won three MVPs, which very impressive. 2 Finals MVPs, 12-time All-Star, 10 All-NBA selections, 3-time All-D selection, which I think is huge. He's an all-around player. And then he was Rookie of the Year. And he only played for the Celtics, which...
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive, especially, these days. I know back then it wasn't as crazy, but these days, it's definitely impressive to look at. So, and then we got number 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is going to be a real switch up for you guys. We're going to go with the greatest player
Today?
of all time. We got LeBron James. Man, this guy has just been playing forever.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love that we get to watch this guy for as long.
How much longer does he have? At an elite level. Because obviously he's showing he's still elite.
Yeah, which people didn't think he was going to show up this year.
No.
But he's still putting up 30, 40 points, and I don't know. I think he's got at least 3 years left in him. I hope he does, because it's going to be like when Kobe retired, that hit me hard. When LeBron retires, that is really going to hit me hard.
Yeah.
So this guy just puts up stats all around. I love how he gets his whole team involved, and a lot of people dog on him for passing the ball at the last minute trying to get his team involved. But statistically, he's a mathematician on the court. And if there is a player open with the last couple seconds left, you're gonna pass it to him.
No.
Most of the time.
No, you shouldn't.
But just like to throw this stat out there, okay?
You shouldn't.
Go ahead shots in the last 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime. Michael Jordan, 5 for 11, 45% with 3 buzzer beaters. LeBron James.
So Michael Jordan just got the job done early. Didn't have to come down to the wire. Is that
LeBron James, 7 for 15, 47%.
Couple percentage points.
5 buzzer beaters. And so when we talk about LeBron passing the last shot compared to Michael Jordan, I don't think I have to say anything else. So LeBron's number 1. Take it away, Jordan.
Oh my gosh. LeBron will not win another championship the rest of his career.
What happens if he does? Let's make a bet on it.
Yeah, let's bet. He won't.
A jersey.
What kind of jersey?
I'll get you a Michael Jordan jersey. You get me a LeBron jersey.
I like that.
Okay?
I like that.
You witness this.
I do like that. Get me a nice new MJ23 jersey. Probably maybe even a North Carolina one.
That'd be Wizards.
Match these. You would give me a Wizards. Number 5 is Kawhi Leonard.
Wow. Mr. Hurdy. Mr. Injury.
He is injured far too much. But when he's available, he's good. He's real good.
What you're saying
You want to talk about two ways?
What were you saying about availability? What's your term?
I can't remember.
Of course you can't.
I don't know what you're talking about. I know he's available enough to win 2 titles at his young age. And one pretty much himself up north.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
2 NBA titles, although he wasn't the front runner or even the focal point in his first one. He was young and getting his feet underneath him. Do you know he has the highest winning percentage in the NBA regular season history?
Really? Over Michael?
Kawhi.
Wow. That is very impressive.
You want to talk about a two-way player? You talked about Scotty, you threw him up there. You want to talk about a two-way player? This guy has 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards.
That's impressive.
This guy's hands are about 2 times maybe 3 times the size of my hands.
What's his nickname?
The hand?
The Claw.
The claw. The hand claw. In both of his titles, he was actually the Finals MVP.
Okay.
So he did play a role for that Spurs game, although a lot of people think he was young, and I remember watching that. And I think that was against your boy.
It was.
I think that was against your boy.
And if you see the video, have you ever seen the video of when LeBron's shooting the free throws? And Kawhi comes in, and LeBron looks, and he's like, oh. Like, just does not want Kawhi coming into the game.
Because that he's the claw.
Oh.
Gary Payton's the glove, but this guy fits like a glove. You want to talk about two-way players. You can't talk about two-way players and leave Kawhi Leonard. Even though he's got a lot of career ahead of him, he's got a lot of basketball to still play, he meets my top 5. Yeah. It's like the most you hear of the guy. He's like not on social media, nothing, but he just balls.
Yeah.
He does got to figure out his injuries though, because I think he milks them.
I don't know what it is.
He literally got pushed out of San Antonio from milking a hamstring injury that Tony Parker said was not a big deal.
Yeah, that That was very interesting.
He's the weirdest. Like, I'm not talking. He's great. Like off the like he's the weirdest guy in the world. Like his uncle means everything to him, and he doesn't do anything without his blessing. It's weird, but like when you talk about a guy who comes and changes the team overnight, that's Kawhi Leonard, because he still has the energy to play both ways, unlike LeBron James does right now. Number 4, who was your 4?
Number 4 was Dr. J.
Okay, we line up. Dr. J. Julius Irving. He spit everything off to you. I'll spit some overalls. 47th in steals still today. 50th in blocks. 73rd in scoring. What this guy changed, everyone knows the wraparound. He changed the beauty of the game, I think. The finesse of the game, the finish of it. That's where I think the game today is at an all-time high. Is it just looks more pretty than it's ever looked.
Right.
The finger rolls, the dunks, the fadeaways. He started making basketball pretty. Like, that was the guy who made it cool to go up and under the basketball hoop and almost hit your head on the backboard and still put it in. That's Dr. J, baby.
Yeah.
So, well, I think we have him pretty lined up where he should be. Number 4. Number 3, I think we switched. I have Larry Bird at number 3.
Okay.
He's got 3 titles. You said it. He's got 2 Finals MVPs, 3 regular season MVPs, 12 All-Star selections. He's still 36th in scoring, 38th in steals, and 44th in assists. Did you know he's 54th in rebounds?
He's all around.
Yeah.
That is.
Maybe we should start comparing LeBron to Larry Bird. What do you think about that?
Maybe we should start comparing Michael Jordan to
Kobe
Allen
Bryant?
Iverson.
Yours is more absurd than what I just said.
Exactly. Absurdness. That's what we're talking about here.
Look, Larry Bird, he was Boston for a while. He was a baller. Go ask Larry Bird about Michael Jordan, though. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
But
Mad
look,
respect.
yeah, they had some head-to-heads, some good head-to-heads, and Larry Bird was a baller. Like, what else can you say about Larry Bird? He's a winner.
Yeah.
3-time champion will tell you that. And he was the best player on his team during 2 of those championship runs. At least the finals MVPs will tell you so. So he's deserving of it. I think you had him 2nd.
I did. Yes.
Number 2 is Kevin Durant. He's still playing, but this is where maybe my logic gets thrown out of the window. Like, you said it earlier, so I'm just going to regurgitate your words back at you. Like, put Larry Bird in today and put Kevin Durant when Larry Bird played. Like, is there any comparison at all? 7-foot monster. Scoring, maybe the best scorer of all times, people will tell you,
Yeah.
is Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I mean, you look. Larry didn't look like he should be playing then, and you put him in this day. I don't know. He might have a really good career.
What's a really good career? Kevin Durant career? In today's game?
I mean, with the surrounding players and the coaching and.
I'm not talking about the surrounding player. I'm talking about player for player.
I mean, he averages more assists, more rebounds.
He
His
did.
field goal percentage was higher. He doesn't have as many points, yeah, but I mean, this guy wasn't. It's not like this guy was playing in the '60s.
No.
Okay.
No, he played some fair
He
competition.
played Magic Johnson, who was our number 1 point guard of all time.
Yeah, Magic.
So and who was on the team with Larry? Was it Kevin McHale?
Yes.
So he was doing it really by himself.
No, Kevin McHale was a good player.
He was, yeah.
He was a good player. You
But-
ask people about Kevin McHale.
He was good, yes. But
There's no comparison in Kevin Durant and Larry Bird. There's zero. Like, I know who I'm taking every time. And I think so do you. I think if you had to line them up and pick right now today, like I know you. I know who you're picking. It's not Larry Bird.
I got a chip on my shoulder with Durant. He has to win another ring. His rings, in my mind, were tarnished by who? I mean, you got the greatest 3-point shooter of all time on your team.
Where did we just put Dwayne Wade in our last video?
He's number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Like, Dwayne Wade was no pushover.
He wasn't, no. No.
Why was he number 3? Who was ahead of him? Kobe Bean and Michael Jordan.
Yes, yes.
Like, it's not like LeBron's played with scrubs.
Neither has Larry, though. Larry hasn't... Dude, Larry had competition. If you put Larry in this time, he's a competitive player. It's not like he's just going to lay down. And, dude,
He can't hold a candle to Kevin Durant. Like, that's just all there is to it. People are saying Kevin Durant is the most undefendable player of all times because his release, his shot, it doesn't matter who's in front of him.
So why is he number 2?
Well, because he doesn't have as complete a career yet. He doesn't have as complete a career yet. I'm sensing Kevin Durant will finish with more titles than LeBron.
If he can stay healthy.
Yeah, well, that's always a question, but you only need him healthy for the postseason.
That's what we're doing right now. I mean, we don't even know if the Nets are going to make it to the finals this year.
We don't even know if the Lakers are going to make it to the play-in.
Well, dude, the Lakers team sucks. Besides
the Nets
LeBron.
have not been healthy. They've
I know.
been banning Kyrie from playing at home, but letting everybody else that has the disease come in and play. Like, Kyrie is a big piece of that team, and we don't have him for half a year, and then after that, you only have him for half your games. Like,
It's true.
yeah. I mean, but let's look at that team, what they are now versus what they were when Kevin Durant alone was just playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were contending for the number 1 spot in the East.
They literally traded for him knowing they weren't getting him for a year.
Yes, yes.
So,
That's what you do with that kind of a guy. Number 1's LeBron James.
oh, he did it.
Ugh.
Oh, man. I'm proud of you.
Are you?
Yes, I'm very proud of you.
Really?
That hits me right here.
Yeah. He better be, because I struggled. He's had a better career. He's got 4 titles with 4 Finals MVP.